everybody. As usual, what's up? Hello, everyone. Sexy people in the space of energy. You guys. So, this is, I think, I don't know what episode this is anymore. It's just like, it's become like such a growth. So, I think this is like the fifth episode, including After Dark. I have 2 episodes lined up for that. I think one is already in Patreon, just to let you guys know. If you guys want to watch another series of Tearing Sexy, but After Dark, girl. So today's conversation is kind of interesting. It's about the Kardashians, but it's a little bit turning point of like, where's their growth, like from when they were kids with their dad, with Robert Kardashian, and like what does he think, at least in the energy sense. I hope this isn't like insensitive in any way. I just want to like, just look at the perspective of their growth and like and where they're at in life and like how much they've accomplished being like billionaires, creating jobs for people, being innovative in products and marketing. Like, girl, that is innovation, girl. Like literally with the things that they've done is just like kind of intense, from something that's like nothing to what it is today. You know what I mean? It's just like, like how's that growth been? And like what does the energy say, like in any way, in connecting maybe with their dad and like seeing if like if they're proud. Obviously he's proud, but just like just looking into it, just being like a little curiousy, just a little bit interested in what's going on in the energy space with the Kardashians. I love their product. That's the one thing I feel like is like different from other like celebrity products, is that they actually, I mean, okay, I guess I'm sounding very fangirly. I get it. But the numbers speak for itself, right? Like, I mean, it's if there's like a big famous person and they release a product, and if the product is shitty, people will talk about it. People will say like, this isn't working. But if it's selling, that means it's quality. You know what I mean? That means it's consistently generating revenue. And it isn't just fan base. Fan base occurs like in the first few maybe months of sales, like fan base is there, and then the next byproduct is usually like falls down if the product isn't up to the standards of quality and use for every consumer, right? I think that's just basic, I don't know, consumer 101. So it's not just like the name brand. I think the name brings consumers in there, but then you start questioning on whether the product is in that sense continuously purchase buying, it's a churn. It's oh gosh, when I was working at DFS, we had this call for it. Goodness, it's like in the tip of my tongue, but basically it's like bringing people in and then converting their conversion. What the hell? Why can I get it right now? But yeah, you're gonna notice that a lot about me. It's like I kind of forget some words, and in a way of like, there's a specific word for a meaning that I'm trying to say. But yeah, like conversion. It's like, how do you convert a possible customer to a paying customer? And that's kind of like one of my jobs in VM when I was working as a visual merchandiser in DFS. And I did like from Dior to Fendi to everything. So like marketing is like the biggest thing. And what the Kardashians are doing and have done successfully is like narrow the things that they are interested in and then maximize in revenue with that. Like with Kourtney Kardashian with her Lemmy and her social like healthy eating concepts, with Khloe's like positivity and growth within yourself, and her brands with denim and girl. Once I get that money, I'm buying some denim from Khloe. Like Good American looks fire. I can't afford it yet, but my businesses in the future will hopefully help me get that. You know what I mean, girl? And obviously Kim with her genius in marketing and from Skims. Oh, I'm dying for Skim. Literally, like to hide this, girl. even just the lingerie, you know, like fire, fire, fire. It's like $500, but you know, it's quality, right? People buy it because it is what it is. If it's shitty, people won't buy it, especially with Kylie's makeup. I actually really love her products. Like, I love her, especially when she turned green too, which is insane. I love that it's good for your skin. It's green and all that stuff, but it's quality product. You know what I mean? It's like it gives something back to you as a consumer, and it's pretty and it's nice and I love it. Like right now, my lipstick is um, Kylie Jenner's cosmetics line, and yes, girl, I'm into it. But so you know, through all this medium, like I mean, specifically to the Kardashian, like you know, with their dad. So like, it's just a curiosity that I was into, and I just was, you know, wanting to do something like that. Like, I'm just interested in just the energy with the Kardashians because they're doing so well in business, and it's just like, I wonder what you know the patriarch, the father, thinks about their success, and you know how much they love family, because that's really like kind of like where I'm at as well. Um, like Filipinos in my Filipino, you know, family, like that they're very focused on um, what do you call it? They're so focused in family and building family and sticking together and building a community. And I feel like that's what the Kardashians are. They build a community together with each other and to build each other up, you know? So that's a really good thing. Cleanse always, girl. In usual 7-card deck. If you guys don't know that by now, then you gotta watch episode 1, girl. So we're in it to win it, girl. Let's see how the card says. So basically it's Robert Kardashian. What does he think about the Kardashians now? I'm like, let's see, you know, let's see what's up. I'm kind of scared. Okay, let's just shuffle, girl. Let's just see what it says. I'm praying it's gonna be, I know it's gonna be a journey. As usual, it's always a journey with me. It's like, oh, it's gonna be simple, it's gonna be fun. And then you're like, at the end of it, I'm just like exhausted. And I'm just like, ugh, it's a lot of energy, girl. Like, what the hell? Like, you should like, you know, give me some peace. Give me some peace. Sorry, my cell phone case. Okay. By the way, this is shot in an iPhone 15 Pro Max, if you guys are curious. Thank you, IT&E. You guys are amazing. Rob Harrell. All right, so this is the Kardashians card. What does Robert Kardashian think about the success of the Kardashians now? So I don't know. Let's see where it goes. I'm kind of curious as well. So the first card, per usual. Okay, where's the first one? There it is. All right, the first card, girl. Oh my God. Okay. First one. There it is. Gotta bring it closer. Okay, second card. Okay. Second card. Third card. The third card is the present. The first card is the past. The second card is the present. The third card is what is helping. Apologies. Fourth card is obstacles to overcome. Girl, I memorized it now. I'm in like 5th episode. I'm like, I know what it is because I've just been editing. So I'm just learning, learning, learning. Obstacles to overcome. Can feel the heat. Card 5. Okay. This is attitudes of others. Kardashians. What do the others think of you guys? Card 6, what the questioner should do. Maybe the Kardashians. Okay. Card 6. And then card 7, the outcome. I mean, the outcome right now is it's looking good. But you know, we get in depth of this craziness that we call tarot cards. All right, let's feel the energy, you guys. Let's just feel the energy. Do you guys like this? My mom gave it to me. It's like a Japanese fan. Okay, let's feel the energy. Thank you guys so much for watching. All right, this is the intros and convos. Done through that. You guys, so this is the past, okay? The past of the Kardashians here at Tarring Sexy with Valentina featuring Robert Kardashian. What does he think of the Kardashians now? Girl. First card, the past. All right, you know what it is, right? Like facing you, that means it's like the above meaning, and then if it's upside down facing me to the reader, it means it's the questioner is you. The reader is it means, you know, the reverse. But again, everybody, I don't define my readings that way. I just feel whatever the energy says. So starting the 1, it's facing you. So that tends to be higher energy, and that is the Queen of Cups. Okay, the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups. All right, it's right here, girl. So the Queen of Cups. This queen drinks deeply from the cup of life. Her emotions and sexuality are intense. She relies on intuition before intellect. Reverse, girl. Be wary of a self-indulgent or wayward morality. All right, we gotta like let that sink in. We gotta let that sink in, girls. Queen of Cups. This queen drinks deeply from the cup of life. Her emotions and sexuality are intense. She relies on intuition before intellect. Reverse, be wary of a self-indulgent or wayward morality. All right. That's a lot of tea to take, I think. I don't know. I'm getting the vibe of like it's the birth. You know what I mean? Like with Robert Kardashian, it was like the past was the birth. It was the birth of the Kardashians, right? It was the birth of Kourtney, Kim, Khloe, and Robert, right? It's 4 kids. And I feel like what was a part of it was like him and Kris giving birth to life, you know. They drink deeply. I feel like in that sense, it was consumed with so much love. I'm getting that vibe of like when Kris and Robert were together, their energy was so much love when they created their kids. That's what I'm getting at from this. Just like this insane burst of energy, of consumption of so much love. You know what I mean? It's like the kids and the family, you know, Robert and Kris. There was just so much love when they were together, like when they were created. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's giving me that sense of like vibe. It's just like, you know, it's just giving that sense of like when they were together with Robert and Kris, it's like this sense of bountiful of insane love for each other, and when they gave birth to their children, there was this insane joy, and that's what I'm just getting at. I see life, you know. I see pink and blue, I guess, with Robert Jr. But yeah, like the emotions and sexuality are intense. So I'm just getting this vibe of like Chris and Robert, just like so much intense emotions. You know, there's just this giving of each other and trusting of each other and loving each other. And that's all I'm just like enveloping with them. It's just so much intensity, you know, like sexuality, obviously, probably like jackrabbits, you know, just like it's so intense. I don't know if sometimes I can say this. If you guys are watching, I apologize. I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to imagine your parents like just intense. Apologies. But you know, what it says too is like she relies on intuition before intellect. You know, it's kind of like giving the sense of just like they were so swirled in they're so enveloped with this intensity and love. They couldn't think completely. They were just so pushed into it that they rode with it, you know, and just like, let's just do it, baby. And baby one, baby two, baby three, baby four. You know what I mean? It's just like bam, bam, bam. And it was probably one of the most beautiful years of their lives, because, you know, their lives are still happening, and it's probably the best years of Robert Kardashian's life. I don't know, but it's just giving me just this intense vibe of life. You know what I mean? It's just in this intense energy of happiness. And I'm getting that, you know. And in the reverse, be wary of a self-indulgent or wayward morality. You know, I feel like in a way I get the sense of like maybe Robert was, you know, I get the sense of like him teaching his kids, him like giving knowledge to his kids on life, and to show cause, to help, to to be there for people. And I just get that. And I'm just getting this this vision of, I don't know if it's a vision, but this image maybe like just in my head that of Robert talking to his kids, telling them that to live life with not self-indulgent, but to help and to reach out. You know, do your thing, but never forget of people. Never forget of help. When you have so much, be out there and reach out and help people. And I'm getting this vibe that their dad is kind of has taught them that idea that's been implanted in their psyche, that, you know, the dad was like telling Robert was telling that, you know, the kids just like do your thing, do your work, but always don't forget, help when you can. And I feel like that's kind of something that they've been doing. You know what I mean? They like with Kim's prison reform and wanting to be an attorney to protect people and to protect her family. Um, I think the girls, and I don't know if Rob did it, but like they went through around California and like around LA district about um, displaced, you know, kids, or like women who are battered from violence, the homelessness. I feel like they try to reach back there, and I feel like that's coming from their dad. I feel like they're, and I watch the Kardashians. I just don't remember every episode, but I'm just getting this vibe of it. So like, you know what I mean? So I feel like that's coming from their dad in that way. And this is just the past of it, right? Of what Robert has done and the intensity of the love that he's given to his kids and his ex-wife with Chris. And it's just joy. I get this vibe of joy for here in the past. You know, it's very beautiful. It's all about family, and it's very accustomed to my culture as well, from the islands, you know, very island folk. And it's about community, it's about respect, and it's about family. So that's pretty big in me. So like I can connect that into that. And I think a lot of viewers right now who's watching can connect to that in that sense. And I think that's one of the reasons why the Kardashians grew this much, you know, to people, that you can see your family with theirs. even like from the beginning, even though they're still like, pretty wealthy, and to now to being super wealthy, you still found that connection of family. You still found that connection to community. And that's just something that I feel like the Kardashians give off because of what their parents taught them. And I feel like they're giving that to their kids too. So that's really cool. That's really interesting to look at. I can connect. I connect, girl. That's really good. It's really beautiful. All right, let's go to the next card, which is the present, girl. Today, currently. All right. Ooh, upside down, Knight of Cups. Upside down Knight of Cups, girl. It's like right next to the Queen of Cups, too, I think. Yep, it's like the page right next to it. It's like right there. Bam, bam, right here. Upside down. So the energy is more given to me to the reverse. But let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. All right, the present. Knight of Cups. Astride a white steed, this knight gazes upon a chalice, the Holy Grail, as the road winds before him. This attractive and persuasive individual is on a quest, perhaps romantic or spiritual. An invitation or proposal is on the way. Girl, what does this mean? Reversed. This glib fellow should be viewed with suspicion. He is not what he appears to be. Okay. Wow. That's kind of intense. Let's read it again. Let's absorb that again too. Knight of Cups, upside down. Astride a white steed, this knight gazes upon a chalice, the Holy Grail. As a road winds before him, this attractive and persuasive individual is on a quest, perhaps romantic or spiritual. An invitation or proposal is on the way. Reversed. This glib fellow, this is reversed, this glib fellow should be viewed with suspicion. He is not what he appears to be. Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm just getting this like energy of like there's a moment right now, because it's the present, there's like a moment right now where they don't know what is trustworthy. Do you know what I mean? I feel like something is happening right now within their life, and I feel like maybe Robert is talking to them on decisions, on ideas that they're doing, but he's talking to them in the sense of being cautious. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a sense of like, hey, think about it for a second and see where it is from your point of view, from your heart. Man, this aircon is quite strong. It's like knocked these cards up. But yeah, it's giving me that energy of um, something's happening right now. And with the world currently happening, I don't want to say any names of like anything political, but there's things happening where industries are kind of like topsy-turvy, to say the least, if I don't want to curse. But yeah, I'm trying to be tame now. I'm just going to try to be tame as much. But I feel like with the current economic status of the country, that things are like going all around the places. And I feel like there's this energy of warning, of being cautious with the Kardashians. I feel like I feel like in a way, it's like something or someone is giving them thought in a seed planted in them that like there's a decision or a choice that maybe they need to make currently, and it's looking good, but then they need to like stand back. It looks really good, right? It says this person or this idea of something is is on a white steed, right? And a beautiful white freaking horse. Look at that. Look at that steed, girl. That looks shiny and bright. You know, shine bright like a diamond. But and it looks like the Holy Grail, the idea of attaining something from this is strong and it's enticing and it's attractive. It's a very persuasive outlook. You know what I mean? Um, and it could either be spiritual or romantic, but I'm getting a vibe of there's an influence of that into this thing. You know, there's like something's like influenced by it. So it's either something romantic or spiritual, but there's like a vibe that's bringing them in there. And the invitation or the proposal is there. It's on the way, or it's on the way. It's coming. And it's just giving this vibe of like he's telling his kids like be cautious, be wary, know what you're doing, follow through or follow back on what I've taught you or something like that. I'm just getting this like this sense of like energy of like some energy force talking to them, telling them chill out, relax. Let's reevaluate everything. Let's see if we can trust it or do something. And I don't know if it's coming from a market point of view. You know, if there's an investment, there's maybe inclined with like spiritual or romantic or just opportunity. You know, there's just something there that's enticing. You know, it's something there that just looks very bright with this new collab or this movement into investment or something. So it's just giving this energy of caution. Just be cautious because you don't know for sure what's going to come out of it. And obviously with business or the concept of advancement is enticing and it's nice and sexy, but like, you know, you always just have to really look into it as like, okay, I need to step back. And step back and reevaluate. And that gets a lot for people. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, for me, in a sense, it's just when something's so attractive, you tend to want to go forward with it. But then I tend to be like, oh no, you know what I mean? Like, but you get sucked into it because it's attractive, it's interesting, it's sexy, and you want something like that, right? So I'm just getting this vibe of energy of like, something's there. Just be cautious, look more into it, make sure you're doing the right decisions. And I don't know if it's going to all Kardashians or it's just going to like one specific that's like the energy's pushing there, but it's just giving me that energy of, you know, be cautious. So that was interesting. I mean, you don't know what's gonna happen, you know, with like with 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 when to be cautious or when to be like, let's step back. Because normally, yeah, you just go for it. When it's an opportunity and it's interesting, it's good, it sounds really good, it's like a holy grail, yes. But it's just like a little bit step back. And you know, I don't know if it's truth or not, but it's just giving me this energy and it could be like interpreted in so many different ways. So it could be whatever, right? But let's just see where it's going and let's see this journey. And this is what it's giving me. I'm sorry, my nose is like plugged up, girl. Kidding, too much cigarettes probably. I need to stop cigarettes. All right, third card, girl. Oh my God, okay, the Kardashians. You guys are on a roll right now. Like it's like, okay, let's see what's going on. It's getting serious. All right, what is helping? Number 3, card 3. 4 of Rods. 4 of Rods. What is helping, girl? All right, got it. I love the rod pictures. They look so beautiful. Well, all the pictures look really beautiful. All right. 4 of Rods facing the Kardashians. A lovely floral arch joins the flowering rods. This can signify the joining of two families in marriage. The partnership will benefit everyone involved. Peace and harmony have been restored. Reversed, a flaw mars an otherwise perfect arrangement. The results fall short of expectations. Girl, that's intense. Okay, let's do it again as usual. A lovely floral arch joins the flowering rods. This can signify joining of two families in marriage. The partnership will benefit everyone involved. Peace and harmony have been restored. A flaw mars an otherwise perfect arrangement. The results will fall short of expectations. Gosh, this is so gorgeous. I love it. I think for me, in a way, this is what's helping. And I get this vibe of strength between families. You know what I mean? Like, it's like giving me of like the growth of them, of the Kardashians, with where their families are just joining and expanding from different families with each child's new family to their next sibling, their next sister-in-law or brother-in-law, and it's just developing. I feel like what's happening is like the bridge of all of that is their love, and they're helping each other. And I get this vibe of like, if they cut ties with that, if they cut the strength of their bond as a family, things will start to fall. You know what I mean? It's like giving me the, if you have a flaw, Mars, an otherwise perfect arrangement, because it is perfect. What they've built all together, all of them, every single one of the Kardashians, the families that they've built, the children that they have, the connection that they have is so strong and powerful that that's what's building them. You know what I mean? It's making them stronger. And I think that's one of the reasons of their growth, of their growth from where they were to where they're at now, is that strong bond of family. And it's like the merging of other families together with everyone from Courtney and Travis to Chloe, and even like her exes. It's like she still has that close bond with them, but they're still part of the family in that sense with Chris and all of her children's significant others or partners. Like there's that strong bond of family, and also with and you notice, like, I feel like I get this sense of like, even when they're not part of it anymore, they still are. Like with Scott and I think Lamar, like I get this sense of like they're still connected in such a strong bond that there's strength in that. And when you fall out of it, you destroy something that's so perfect. The results fall short of expectations. Like they have this idea of like, to build each other, we need to become one as one family, and we need to work together to build this beautiful multi-generational wealth of families. You know what I mean? Because there's just so many of them that they've built such a community within themselves that their growth is loving each other. You know what I mean? That's what's helping them. That's what's helping them move up and to be stronger together. And I feel like that's kind of like the idea of what Robert sees is just like, you guys need to continue to be like this. You guys need to continue to be strong as a family, to watch out for each other, to engage with one another, and to just build that bond even stronger as generations continue to develop, because they're just kid after kid after kid, right? But within that, it's love. You know what I mean? It's like regardless, it's they give everything like 100% of love to the family, and I think that's what really builds them strong. Girl, what the hell? It's so crazy. It's pretty intense, but this energy of like this movement of where this is moving to is just like this strong bond. I didn't know. I thought it was just, I mean, obviously I see it as like, okay, where's the rise and like how is it going, or is it gonna go falling down? But it's really giving you this very like personal perspective with the energy, with the cards now, that it's giving, you know what I mean? It's giving that energy, it's giving this intense emotions. Because whenever I read the card, and like I read like the explanation of the card, it's like really like bam, you know what I mean? It's just like boom. I don't know what that means, but it just happens, and it just like hits me, and then I try to say it in words and in a way, you know what I mean? So like it's just an intense vibe of like moving and understanding this life, you know, that they have. So yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting vibe, but I don't know. It's beautiful. It's such a strong reality of it being a very connected family, you know. So, and that's really great because, again, as I've said, with island folks, you know, from the Philippines, from Hawaii, that's what that we are. You know, we are about family. We're about community. We're about respect to our elders and be good for each other and help each other out. And I'm trying to go back there too with just depression upon depression of years, and now I'm trying to build myself up, and this is just something I needed to hear too. It's like this is what it is to be strong. You have to be part of your community. You have to build your family, and from there you guys build together. And that's my vision too, like with my family, you know. So I'm excited for new adventures, which you'll see soon. All right, so that is what is helping. Obstacles to overcome. It's always them obstacles, girl. Life gives you a lot of obstacles. Ooh, Three of Swords. Look at that picture, girl. That's a big freaking heart. What was it again? Three of Swords. And it's facing the Kardashians. The swords are tricky, girl. The swords are like, girl, don't kill me. Three of Swords. It's just so violent, these swords. All right. Three of Swords. You guys see it? All right. Three swords in the heart of worn. What? Okay. Three swords in the heart worn of heartbreak, adultery, and infidelity. You need to communicate with a loved one. Be sure to take care of health matters. Reverse. Confusion and disorder can lead to errors. Setting priorities will help ease your worries. Girl, that is intense. That was an intense read. Three of Swords. Three swords in the heart, worn of heartbreak, adultery, and infidelity. You need to communicate with a loved one. Be sure to take care of health matters. Reversed. Confusion and disorder can lead to errors. Setting priorities will help ease your worries. That is intense, girl. When you start talking about heartbreak, adultery, and infidelity, it's like, bitch, you're gonna come at me with this? I feel like every single one of them have experienced each one. Heartbreak, adultery, infidelity. That is intense. And the thing is that they've overcome those obstacles. You know what I mean? Like these girls and boy, you know, with Robert Kardashian Jr. Is he a Jr.? I think he is, right? Robert Kardashian. Anyways, yeah, like they've experienced that, and that's the obstacles to overcome. I'm getting this vibe of, like the pain. You know what I mean? I feel like it's some of that is still there. Do you know what I mean? I feel like Robert's talking to the kids being like, I get it, you're in pain, you don't understand why this is happening to you. You don't understand why why can't I get that perfect idea of a partner or something? But this is something that we will go together. This is something, you know what I mean? Be sure to take care of health matters. I feel like he's telling them to like think about it, think about yourself, think about taking care of yourself. And I feel like they're going through that journey together. I feel like they call each other or talk about each other when someone is like feeling down from a situation, and then there's help with one another through different stages of their lives with relationships. And I feel like there's a sense of like camaraderie with in that with them. Like they help each other out. You know what I mean? You need to communicate with a loved one. And I feel like that's a sense of like what they're positive about in helping them move forward. You know what I mean? So because it's facing the reader and it's giving that vibe of like there's some maybe like that still has that feeling, or maybe it's coming, or it's gonna come, or you've experienced it already. So it can be one or the other, but it's giving this vibe of like, don't forget to talk to your family. Do not forget to continue to communicate with one another, because from that is what holds you guys strong. The reverse, confusion and disorder can lead to errors. Setting priorities will help ease your worries. It's giving that vibe of like, if you don't communicate, if you don't talk to the people that you love and the people that love you, you're gonna lose order. You're gonna lose this sense of like of being okay, of being able to function, of being able to talk to people, to not have depression. You're gonna have it. You're gonna start confusing yourself in a situation where you don't know how to talk. So you need to not do that. You need to communicate. You need to be able to talk to your people and talk about it. You know what I mean? It's an obstacle right now that's going through them, that with everything that's going on in the world, with business and just everything, there's still that, like, you shouldn't lose sight of that pain. You know what I mean? You shouldn't just put it under a rug. When you do that, you will start getting confused. You will start doing things that's not right, that's off base. You're just fumbling. You need to talk about it. You need to be able to keep yourself healthy and calm and collected and be happy. That's something that they need to do, or going to do. I'm just getting this vibe of like, if something happens or has have happened, grammar, um, you know, um, you need to be able to talk, and you need to talk to your people, because they're the ones that will reach with you, that will be there with you, and no one else but just them, the people that you love, the family that you have. Be able to communicate, because if you don't, it's gonna lead to this spiral of just dark, man. That's all I see, is just this dark. And I feel like that's another thing, that's like Robert's there behind you. He's there, right there, next to you, behind you, in front of you, next to you. You know what I mean? Just like he's just there, and he's telling you that you're gonna be okay. Talk to your sister, talk to your brother, talk to your mom. You're gonna be okay. Talk to your partner, talk to your family, and you're gonna have that sense of familiarity with each other, and just where you're at with it, and communicate and get through the root of it, of how you feel. And from there, your mental health will just be lifted, and you're gonna feel okay. You're gonna feel like, I don't have to go through this alone. You know what I mean? Wow. That's deep, girl. That's a really deep sense of idea of where people are in life, because everyone hurts, right? Through every adultery, infidelity, and what is it, in heartbreak, it's damaging. You know, it's damaging not just like to your your health, but like your mental health, your body health, everything just tumbles, right? And it's that sense of happiness and knowing that you have supporters, right? You have family that wants to talk to you, that because there's so many that don't, girl. There's a lot of families that would hopefully you never call them, but you have that, and I get this vibe that that's what Robert is telling me. The 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 family, you have each other. Be there for each other, always, 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 and you won't lose sight of it. And this is getting a little bit personal to me too, because I feel like I'm losing my connection with my family when I've holed myself up with this depression and this sense of like pushing away and just like holding myself back. But now I feel like I have this purpose now. I have this drive, this entrepreneurial spirit that I should be able to be open as well. You know, I'm like the same with them. Like there's four of us. I mean, now they have an additional two. I have an additional one. So there's Chimes, Marco, my youngest, now my youngest sister, but you know, half sister, but still my sister. So I'm gonna meet her hopefully soon in the future when I see you there in the Philippines. I'm gonna visit, and I'm just gonna like live there and just enjoy life and travel to Spain and just like, you know what I mean? Like you have to build community. You have to build this energy and sense of familiarity with each other and to be able to talk. And with my older sister, you know, I need to like have that bridge connected because your sisters are important and your brother is important. Family is important. And I feel like to overcome that obstacle, talk about it with your family because they know you since birth, right? And sometimes you're not lucky to have a really good sibling like that, or even just to have a sibling, right? So that's pretty deep, and that hit me personally, at least in family wise, right? So, because this is all about family, girl. Like, damn, what? I need a glass of wine or something. It's pretty intense, girl. So, all right. That's obstacles overcome. Card 5, guys, girls, sexy girls, bitches. Ooh, attitudes of others, upside down, the moon. Girl, that's a major arcana. The moon. Okay, the moon is, where's the moon? Oh my God, upside down. This is attitudes of others. Girl, the moon. The moon rules the subconscious. Psychic powers are revealed. We've read this before. Intuition is strong. As the moon waxes and wanes, beware of deception and the shifting sands of superficial relationships. Also suggests that unusual supernatural events may occur. A touch of lunacy is in the air. Reversed. Deceptions are unmasked. Small mistakes can be corrected. Girl, okay, we need to vibe with this. We need to vibe with this. Girl, the moon rules the subconscious. Psychic powers are revealed. Intuition is strong. As the moon waxes and wanes, beware of deception and the shifting sands of superficial relationships. Also suggests that unusual supernatural events may occur. A touch of lunacy is in the air. Reversed. Deceptions are unmasked. Small mistakes can be corrected. So because it's upside down, it gives out more energy with the reverse. But I'm just getting, for me at least, like it's giving me this like vibe of like where the world is and how the world is, like with social media, with the public, with everything that's going on with the world. I feel like with them, there's things changing. There's things molding, and I feel like in a way they're understanding it, and then they're moving ahead with the times. And I feel like what this is just like because it's reversed in a sense, they know this. You know what I mean? They know that the things are changing, things are molding, perceptions of where narratives are moving to, like what's happening with America, what's happening with the world, where everything is all disjointed, that they're aware of it. You know what I mean? The lunacy in the air, the craziness of people, and the public perception will change. Things are changing. And what's happening is that, like, I feel like in my sense is the family knows this. You know, deceptions are unmasked. Small mistakes can be corrected. I get this vibe of like the like because they're in such a high, you can immediately think that everything will always be okay. I feel like there's a sense of like when people are there, when they're in this such high, they're like, oh, I'm so successful and nothing's gonna break me, right? With how people look at me, with my work, with people in general. You know what I mean? Everything's gonna, everything's gonna always be like this. But what people don't realize is that when you are always up in that high, things change, things mold, you know, things, culture shifts, changes, right? New leadership, politically, just personally, right? New things are just changing all the time. And I feel like because of what's been happening, they are aware of what can happen and what like relationships and advantages that they need to look into together to move forward and break it. Do you know what I mean? I get this vibe of like they are aware of where this culture shifts are changing with pop culture, with entertainment, with business opportunities, all of these things it's pretty big, right? The attitudes of others. So I don't know if that could be in a sense of just specifically their fans or like they'll turn in their fans, but I'm getting more of like a wide scope of that. I'm getting this vibe of like things are changing with everything that's going around in the world, and it concerns their business or their sense of welfare with each other in the sense of like community staying together. And with what's happening in the world, you know, psychic powers are revealed. That's why I'm saying, like, I get this vibe that they know, you know, because it's upside down, but I get this vibe that they know that things are moving forward and things might not be what it says or something like that. And it kind of harkens back to the previous card when it was talking about, like, be cautious, you know, be cautious of this, you know what I'm talking about? Like, girl, it's just connecting, girl. I don't know how this happens, but it just does. And it's just like, it's molding. It's like this thing, this crazy energy thing. And it's just giving this vibe. And it's just like, all right, I see this. I know how, or at least I am talking with my family about what this is happening. You know what I mean? Like new generations are growing up. You know, they're knowing this. This is what I'm saying. It's like bigger than just, it's the whole enchilada. If you can say, girl, I make a good enchilada, girl. But you know what I mean? So it's just like it's this intensity of like, what's this? You know what I mean? It's just like, wow, this is pretty major, you know? I'm just getting the sense vibe of like attitudes of others, you know, with the moon. It's just like, beware of deception as the moon waxes and wanes, shifting sands of superficial relationships, you know, as business continues, as relationships continues, you know, beware of it, be aware, and to beware of the deception. Hey. But you know what I mean? Like, you have to be aware of what's being presented in front of you. You need to be aware of what's happening. And I feel like they're always finding like 10 steps ahead. And I don't know if that's Kris Jenner or just the Kardashians in general, but it's moving into the sense of like they look at the future. And they look at it in every possibility. What can happen to this and this and this? How do we resolve ourselves as a family to work from this? And that is what I'm getting. Like, that is just for me, it's clear. It's just weird. So I don't know for sure if they know that things are moving and changing, like with policies and all of these things, and business and trade and manufacturing and all of these things. It's big, and then they're understanding it and they're finding a solution. This is what I'm just getting at, girl. Can you imagine if this is true? Like, can you imagine what I'm saying is true? Girl, call me if you want a reading. Chloe, I would love to be in your podcast and read yours personally. Okay, let's look at what the questioner should do, girl. All right, our candles are almost gonna die out too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's 5. Okay, it's here. I see it. What the questioner should do? Upside down, Page of Cups. I don't think I've ever read this. Page of Cups. Girl, what the questioner should do. Okay. Page of Cups. Pages are always interesting. All right, here it is. What the questioner should do. Page of Cups. Upside down. A fish emerges from the cup. To the page's surprise, unexpected news is on the way. With the fish, it is likely to be spiritual. The page is sensitive, thoughtful, helpful, loyal. Okay. Reversed. This young person is easily influenced or distracted. Okay, girl. Okay, girl. This page. Okay, let's read it again. Page of Cups, upside down, what the questioner should do. A fish emerges from the cup, to the page's surprise. Unexpected news is on the way. With the fish, it is likely to be spiritual. The page is sensitive, thoughtful, helpful, loyal. Reverse, this young person is easily influenced or distracted. All right. So for me, in this way, like I get this sense of like they I feel like the page is them, weirdly. Like the page is them, and that they're kind of like being influenced by other things. And what it's saying is like, don't lose focus. And it's coming back from like the previous card. I feel like it's giving me that like, okay, this energy or this thing is looking good, right? Remember the previous card? It's like, it's looking good. It's looking very shiny, but you shouldn't lose sight of it. Like you should know and understand like what the hell is going on, right? So like it's giving me this vibe of like, do not be influenced by just what's there. Do not be distracted by shiny things, right? It goes back to saying, wait a minute. I need to look at this more closely because it's looking kind of like too good or something, And what's giving me is like, because it's upside down, the opposite of the reverse is we are here together. It's giving me the family, It's giving me like, okay, we're here together and we know that we know each other and we need to work it because this is looking interesting. So it's either like the family or it's like one person within the family, but it's giving me the sense of like, okay, this looks nice. We shouldn't be distracted. Let's talk to each other. Let's communicate and find a solution to the issues at hand. You know what I mean? The fish emerges from the cup. It's like this new thing that's happening, and it's for the family, and it's unexpected or something like that. But it's giving off the sense of like spirituality. It could be spiritual, but then I get this sense of like something bigger that involves it, you know? So it's like, but then the thing is that they themselves they're like within them, you know, they're all, either one or all of them are like sensitive and thoughtful, helpful and loyal. And they have this sense of like being together as that. And what's coming off is understanding the future and understanding like together we're strong. And I feel like they need to be together in a way to talk to one another with regardless of what's presented in front of them. And there's a sense of like, I don't know, it's giving me like, it's like Robert is telling them that don't be distracted. Talk to one another. Decide together, and you guys will succeed together. You know, one and one, all together. We're gonna bring it. And I'm just getting this sense of like the word. I guess that's our word today. Maybe, I don't know, but you know, it's just giving me this sense of like, okay, this is where this is at, like life, and things are presented, and the cultures is changing, everything is changing, and we need to move forward. And besides just accepting things, let's talk together and see where we're at with it. You know, this is what they should do. And if you don't, you know, the thing is this thing is very easily influencing to go with it. But you need to go back. You need to withhold, and you need to like think about it first for a second and evaluate it with each other and talk, you know, decide as a family, and from there move forward. And I feel like the sense of like someone's watching over them again. It's like, I don't know if it's Robert Kardashian or whatever, but I'm just getting this vibe of this energy of a being, of something that's just navigating them and helping them realize that there could be moments of like, okay, I don't know, you know, we got to be careful with that. And you need to do it. Like, this is something that they need to communicate together to enable to make sure that everything's fine, you know? Oh my God, this is giving me energy, girl. This is giving me like, or it's taking my energy because it's too much coming to me. Don't say it. But yeah, that's pretty crazy. It's just like, and it's crazy too in a sense where it's just like, wow, there's something there that's being protective. You know, there's this sense of like, something's there that's letting them know that something's off and we need to reevaluate. So, you know, take it however you'd like, but it's pretty intense. Just to have like that connection with somebody, especially if it's your family, is so powerful, you know? Because so many lose track of it. I'm one of them, you know, I've lost track of it. I lost the identity of family and of being with it, and to be glorious with it and embracing it and enjoying it. You know, I've kind of lost track of it just with depression, and this is good, you know? Like, I feel like when you find out about it, because, you know, more is better than one, right? When you go at things alone, you get confused. You don't know where you're going, what to do. But when you have someone there, it pushes you up. It pushes you to reevaluate everything and to really look into things that you may have missed because they may have seen it, you know? So it's giving me that sense of like, wow, I can communicate with this and I can connect with it and I'm okay with it. You know, it's just giving me that sense of like energy of we are connecting together and that's okay. And we're going to be stronger together. 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 All right. That's what the questioner should do, beach. Final card. The outcome. The outcome after this whole hour, we're going to talk about the outcome of all of this. Robert Kardashian, what he thinks about Kardashians now. Judgment. Girl, judgment facing the Kardashians. This is a major arcana, and it's facing the Kardashians, and it says judgment. I don't think I've ever had this card, so this is a new one for me. It looks pretty strong. I'm like, girl, judgment as your final card is kinda intense. Where's this girl? Judgment, where are you? There it is, right next to the world. Wow. Girl, oh my God, okay. This is, I think that's a 20, right? That's a 20. Um, I think, yeah, that's a 20, okay. Judgment, facing the Kardashians. Ruled by Plato, the god of the underworld, an angel sounds a trumpet, suggestive of the final judgment. This is a card of transformation. A fresh start is possible. It is time to forgive and forget, or perhaps do some soul searching. A promotion may be in the works. Girl, reversed, stop delaying the inevitable. Indecision can lead to missed opportunities, bitch. So that again, girl. Judgment. Final card, the outcome. Ruled by Plato, the god of the underworld, an angel sounds a trumpet, suggestive of the final judgment. This is a card of transformation. A fresh start is possible. It is time to forgive or forget, or perhaps do some soul searching. A promotion may be in the works. Reversed. Stop delaying the inevitable. Indecision can lead to missed opportunities. This is so intense to me because, like, why or how does this happen? It's just weird. It just weirds me out. I don't know why. It's just giving me this sense of like, we are here, right? Like through the whole cards, it's giving me like, okay, everything that's happened and everything that's moving forward, this is what's happening. You know, this is what's happening in terms of like understanding the world's point of view, understanding business, understanding the transformation. You know, it's going back to the previous card of saying like they're aware of cultural shifts, of what's happening with the world, with the disorder of everything. They're aware of it, and because they're aware of it, they're understanding how to navigate. And if they continue to talk to one another and to move together through this crazy storm that they're in, or the world is in, and how to navigate it to be successful still, and to move up and forward with their lives and their whole lineage of family, they need to be aware. And because when that does happen, this new transformation is going to happen. This new fresh start is possible into this new age of where this world is right now, because it's going crazy right now. You know what I mean? It's giving this sense of like, if you come to terms with each other, if you forgive or forget, it's time to forgive and forget, and perhaps do some social, understanding yourself, understanding on how to talk to one another. It's giving me the sense of like, when you do this all with one another, this is what's going to happen. If you work on understanding what the future holds and how to navigate through that, you're going to go through with it together successfully. You know what I mean? A promotion may be in the works. Something big will happen in your lives, even though how many big things happen in their lives, girl? They're like just super successful. But you know what I mean? It's like, it's giving this sense of like, if you work and navigate through this cultural shift and change of the world, girl, together, you guys are just gonna be dynamite, you know? Like, I get this sense of like, Robert, like, I don't know what it is, because I mean, this is the whole point, is like Robert Kardashian, right? What does he think about the Kardashians now? And I get this sense of like, you have that campaigner, you have someone up there, you know, blowing that trumpet, someone's there, and they're pushing you guys to succeed, and they want you to own it, and to absorb it, and to understand it, and be there together as a family. And I mean, that's just like that's just the most, probably one of the most beautiful cards I've read. I mean, this is just card 5, but like, this is something I would totally remember, because it's so connected to family, and to have that like other spirit, if that is your dad or an angel, it says here, an angel sounds a trumpet, suggestive of the final judgment, when things are finally like there right in front of you, with the obstacles that's right there, you will know, or the family knows, that you have to be together to battle it, to overcome it, and to succeed after that. You know what I mean? And I feel like, I don't know, I'm getting this overlook of Chris, and just like always keeping the family aware, always keeping them knowing that, things can change in a whim, but to be aware of it, and to talk with one another, and to be able to like find a solution to 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 of a resolve, finding a resolve to things that that may cause problems, and then there's this way of like saying that together you can beat it. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness. This is just so cute, and just beautiful, and just absorbing. This energy this whole time is just giving me this sense of like someone's watching over you. Someone's there, and someone's happy of where your life is going, and how you guys are connected. And if you keep staying like that, and if you keep pushing that, you know, push it forward, the new start of a new age is gonna be good. You know what I mean? Stop delaying the inevitable. Stop thinking that this may not happen. This will happen. You have to be decisive. You know, the you can't miss opportunities, those that will benefit the family, and with each other, and like maybe talking to one another, and understanding that, like, you know what, I can't go through this alone. Let help, like, be there with me to go through it, because we are one with family, and understanding that, and just being a part of it. And I feel like that's where it's going, and it's just this clean energy. You know what I mean? It's giving me this really good, clean energy of protecting, always protecting. Wow, that was a journey. I felt like it wasn't that long too, but it's been like an hour and 15 minutes. I'm like, I mean, some videos was like ended up being 2 hours, and the other one was like an hour 30. The other one was just an hour, and it was like 95 minutes. But like this sense of like giving and like together, that's a word for this, you know? Isn't it such an awesome word for the Kardashians, and what Robert thinks of the Kardashians now, and the word being together? It's such a connection to them, and what their dad is giving off energy to. I can sense the spirit, the spirituality. It's consistent throughout the read too. It's like this energy of beauty, and it's like giving me life and family, because I can connect to it personally. So that's why this conversation just felt like that, just a conversation. I'm so excited to meet my family, and to connect with them more, and forgive and forget, and to move forward. This is literally going to change my life too, because I need to resolve things as well. And it's just what's interesting about Tearing Sexy, we connect to these stories that we read into, the energy, the readings that we do, and how it connects to our life. Because then you start thinking about your life, and then you start evaluating this story and how it's like, oh, that kind of like tells me things about where I'm at with my life and ways where I'm connected to it, because I'm connecting to it with the Kardashians, in that sense of like family and together and being like that and being strong, knowing that you are strong when you're together. And it's just giving to me. It is giving, girl. I need to do that one more time. But yeah. That was intense. That was such a very that was a very loving reading. Family, and it's such a weird reading to talk about now when I'm so strong in that right now. Like, I'm excited for the future and what it holds with that, with family. So I'm resolving things. I'm still in that journey. Every person's journey is different, and we somehow, collide with one another because somehow it's still readable. It's still like conversational to understand people's life and the journeys they're in, and just moving forward, right? I don't know. I'm just like, I'm in that nice, peaceful state of family. That was a good read, guys. That was a really good read, you sexy girlies. That was nice. I'm so glad I read this too. I was kind of apprehensive on it because I was like scared of like, oh, is this too intrusive? Like, it's their dad's spirit. I shouldn't, talk about it. But when you look into it, it's just this heaven birth of positivity and growth. It's like this growth of a family, and it's giving that. And I feel like every person that's watching this, whoever is watching this to the end with the outcome, is positivity. It's being positive, being part of family, and knowing your roots, being in that journey. And you're never too late in finding your roots and being in that journey of finding your roots, because I'm going to do that. I'm so excited for the future, and I feel like the Kardashians and Robert Kardashian and everyone in that family need to give off that all the time, because I feel like they know that when they connect together, they're stronger together. Even though they have their own individual thing, it's giving very strong in building the family, even though it's just like so huge. It's extending, right? So it's just bringing everyone together, and that was just really nice. So thank you guys so much for watching Tearing Sexy with Valentina. Don't forget, Patreon people, I have a Patreon. I have another show called Tearing Sexy with Valentina After Dark. And that's a little bit more risque, I guess you can say. But it's all about, it's kind of like it's giving off Sex and the City. So if you've watched Sex and the City, it's giving off that, So it's kind of hilarious. It's funny. It's interesting. It's pretty in-depth. It's spiritual. It's just deep. It gets really, really deep, you guys. And yeah, it's exclusively only in Patreon. So hopefully you guys can convert, right? Conversion to becoming a Patreon. I'm building it right now, so it's not that much. So I hope I build it to more. I'm going to be doing this full time, consecutive uploads. Right now, what's pushing me slow is my computer. So I need to upgrade a computer, and it takes money. So I'm working with what I have, and thank you so much for being here. And I don't know, I'm humble, and I thank you so much. So thank you, Robert Kardashian, the Kardashian family, with an awesome reading. You guys are beautiful. You guys continue to be family, continue to be together, and from there, you guys are just gonna build stronger, right? Oh, that's so good. All right, thank you guys so much. Thank you, you sexy people. and I'll see you guys soon. Bye, honey.